Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCRL Pro Tier Round 14. Tonight they are taking on the Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. Let me get my track information up on that. My apologies. So it's got two DRS zones. It has 16 corners, and it is, I'm a little behind, it's been a while since I've done this, 5.281 kilometers. It is 3.281 miles. That is going to be since the change in 2021. And we are rolling here in qualifying. We got some folks out on track already. And here we go. So let's jump up to the front. And actually that is going to be Herb here. In the meantime, I will go through the point standings. Let me see. There they are. Australia, Copa, congratulations on your win last week, even though I wasn't here to commentate it. But in the meantime, Rocketman is going to lead the standings with 391, Swazi in second with 286, Natural third with 258, Copa fourth with 237, Peak Hour fifth with 189, The Boonster in sixth with 176, Mr. Miller seventh with 168, Bald Guy in eighth with 160, 155 for Raptor. In ninth, Barstool Benny with 114 in 10th. Down to Harvey in 11th with 113, 105 for Trackside and 12th, Tyler Cable. Where is... Oh, Copa's up there in P4 in the points. Constructors. In the meantime, I'm completely missing this lap by Harvey. He does have a purple sector 1. He is going to make his run down this long DRS zone into the chicane here at the top of the circuit. That's going to be turn 6 and 7 on the brakes at about 100, I want to say 125. And he's getting back on the power on the exit, making a run all the way towards turn 9. This long left-hander, potential for some moves to be made here. It's gonna be looking like a late lunge, maybe down the inside or around the outside, but you're gonna have to do it quick. And heading through turn 12, now under the bridge into 13 and 14, very tricky sector. You can easily get invalidated. He's very lucky he didn't get it there off the exit of turn 14. Now through 16 and to the line we go. Sets the provisional pole at a 122. Shiesty up to second with a 124.8. That's across the line, going to be Swazi with a 124.1. Let's jump onto the McLaren. Jazbo is just backed off at the time being. Styled Harmony making his way through Sector 3. Now into the final corner of turn 15 on a set of medium tires here. At the beginning qualifying, a 25.2. So a pretty solid lap there on the mediums. 4/10 off the back of Shiesty in the Ferrari. We've got an Aston Martin coming right up behind Styled Harmony here in Sector 1. Hopefully nothing will be happening there. Bald Guy Racing looking to be getting his lap. And let's see who's coming across the line. Moby Nuts Bong is starting a lap. He's got not Tarzan. It's Peak Hour on the back. Peak Hour is going to go up into P6. And that's McLaren across the line. That'll be Styled Harmony into P8. Let's jump down here. On board with Natural as he's making his way through Sector 3 now, into turn 15 and through the final corner. He's going to get back on the power. Kind of gets a little squirrely there off the exit, but comes across the line with a 24.537. He is about 34 thousandths of a second ahead of Copa, so both of them sitting in the 24.5 range. Let's go down into Bong It here as he is on his lap, running no line. Let's jump on board with him, making his run down into turn 9, all the way down into 4th gear. Nice and tight to the inside there, ride the outside curb, and he burns a little bit more ERS as he's carrying as much speed as he can. Goes really deep there into turn 12. And that's going to cost him a lot of time making his way through 13 and 14. And he's got 2 more corners here. And heading towards the line we go. Struggling here on his lap is Bong It. He's going to come across 27.3. And Jazbo up to a 23.7. He had been reserving in the Wednesday night tier, and he's been showing some pace up at the front there in the Wednesday night tier, so he'll be a guy to look out for. Rocket Man here all the way down at the bottom. Has currently invalidated his first qualifying lap already. Didn't even make it through 2 corners, and he will be having to restart. Looks like he is burning. You might want to turn off that ERS, but it appears he won't do that. Gonna open up the DRS as he runs towards turn 6. The chicane, he's got the McLaren in front of him. However, invalidated lap, not really something to keep an eye on, but are on board with peak hour. He's almost 2/10 up on his time going into turn 9. Let's get on board with him as he's making his way through sector 3. Into turn 12 we go. Heavy on the brake, gets the rear locking, and unfortunately is going to invalidate that time. Natural Izzy on a lap, making his way through sector 2. Through sector 2 we go. Gonna come to the split now as we dive into turn 9. Keeps it to the right hand side. He's nearly 2/10 up on his time. Is he gonna be enough to catch Swazi here for P4? Currently not after the sector 3 split, and he's unfortunately gonna invalidate in turn 12 as well. Jazbo's gonna tuck off the racing line, and Natural will drive by him for the time being. Shiesty on an out lap. Let's jump on board with Jazbo here. Gonna follow all along this entire lap as we make our run down into turn 1. Not burning very much battery. Into turn 1 we go. Keeps it nice and tight to the apex. Can go a little bit deeper on the throttle there off the exit of 1, but he's making his way through 2, 3, now 4, down into turn 5 on the brakes around the 50 meters. Tucks it right onto the apex, back onto the power early, up through the gears. Opens up that rear DRS flap as he's making his run down this long backstroke in sector 2, heading towards turn 6. About 100 meters. As you can see, there is no braking boards anymore. Makes our way off 7. Through 8, opens up the DRS flap once again, and he's going to run towards turn 9. Sector 2 split. Unfortunately, not up on the time. I'm going to guess he must have lost all that time through sector, in sector 2 there, through turn 6 and 7. Is my guess. It seemed to be where he struggled there. Went a little deep into the chicane. I mean, we can follow along as he unfortunately invalidates as soon as I jump off him. Copa here appears to be on a lap running into turn 6. Your previous week's race winner. And the Alpine is looking to hopefully defend that victory tonight. Got the DRS flap wide open in the Alpine, making a run towards turn 9. Is he up on his time? Currently not, about 1/10.5 down. As he's making his way around turn 9 a little deep, but now heading towards Turn 12 on the brakes, in through turn 12, back on the power. Makes his way under the bridge. And through 14. He's got the penultimate corner and then the final corner to go. As we enter turn 16, off the exit, comes across the line. He was able to find 3/10 there. That means he was missing some time somewhere else. So Comacopa does have a top 5 start in the bag so far. If he can nail his final lap, we got about 7 minutes and 28 seconds of this qualifying. As peak hour looks to be getting a lap. Let's jump on board here with somebody who might be on a lap, and that appears to be Mr. Harvey here as he's heading under the bridge now. Off the exit of 14, got the power back down, burning the rest of the battery, making his way towards the final corner. And heading to the line, 201.22.608. He has gained some time, a full second ahead of the field here is Harvey. He is cranking out some laps. Swazi up to P2 with a 23.5. Patty cake here. Fortunately invalidated. Comacopa. Is he not on a lap? No. Natural here. Currently beginning a lap. It appears to be so. Tarzan's no longer on a lap. Peak hour. He's making his run towards the line. Out of battery. But still going to push. And he gains almost 2.5 tenths. Puts him right behind his teammate Tarzan in that P10 position. Raptor is beginning his flyer here in qualifying. Who's going to be the next one to the line? Bong it and to a 125.5 in that P14 position. Rocket Man here is currently on a lap, making his way through turn 5. Now down this long back stretch towards turn 6. Got the DRS flap wide open. Let's see if Rocket Man here can challenge Harvey for that provisional pole with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in qualifying. As now we are heading down into turn 9. He's showing a purple sector too. And through sector 3 we go into the final corner. And across the line to a 22.60 or 23.1. So Harvey is set the provisional pole by a half a second over Rocketman Swazi here. Question is, Rocketman potentially running a heavier fuel load, might be doing a double lap. Who knows? We will find out at the end of his in-lap. But Swazi there up into P3 is on a lap. He's making his run towards turn 9 now. Got about 14% battery. He's off his lap by 1/10.5 there. Off the exit we go. Is he going to gain any time here in sector 3? We will find out when he comes across the line. Natural is no longer on a lap. Shiesty here is on a lap. A half a tenth down on his time currently through sector 1. Off the exit of turn 5. Opens up the DRS. He's going to make his long run. It's seating speeds of 200 miles an hour now into the braking zone. He's going to top out at about 205. Really nice onto the apex of both turns 6 and 7. Off the exit we go. DRS flap's going to open up one more time as he makes his run down through turn 9. Oh, I accidentally pressed the wrong button. We're coming through 9 now. keeping that car under control. It kind of slides a little wide, and unfortunately, Shiesty was on a beautiful lap for himself, has unfortunately invalidated off the exit of turn 9, and he's going to have to look to go again. Comacopa appears to be starting another lap here. Bald Guy Racing qualifying is coming down to an end here. Bald Guy Racing making his way through Sector 1. Styled Harmony through Sector 2. Opens up that DRS flap. He's got quite a bit of traffic in front of him. It appears a Red Bull is also on the lap. That's going to be Raptor. But Styled Harmony's going to start closing up the back. At some point, dirty air is going to affect him here in this run. As we dive into the braking zone of 12. Through 13, now 14. You can go a little bit wider there off the exit. He's going to make his way into the final few corners. And across the line we go. Up to P7. So he gains about 7.5 tenths on his lap there. And immediately gets knocked down by Comacopa, who moves up into that P6 position. He's about 4 tenths back from Jadbo. But your top, say 3, 4, and 5 are pretty close. And then 1 and 2, massive separation between them, with another separation between 2 and 3. The Jadbo's beginning a lap. Let's dive down here to some of the guys at the bottom. Patty Cake making his way towards the line now. Is he going to improve on his time? 2.5 tenths up to P6 with a 124.1. Right in front of Comacopa in the Alpine there. Styled Harmony is currently not on a lap. Tarzan not on a lap. And Peak Hour is starting a lap. Bald Guy Racing. Let's see. He's half a tenth up through Sector 1. 3 tenths up on Raptor here through Sector 2. Who do we got coming to the line? This is an Aston Martin. And it looks like it's going to be Rocketman starting a lap, but in the meantime, we got the Boonster making a run towards the line. He's going to come off the exit of turn 16. The leaderboards are bouncing around. Here comes the Boonster. He improves 2.5 tenths nearly up into that P3 position. He's going to jump right in front of Swazi. Jadbo now. Jadbo's coming around turn 14. Is he going to improve on his time? Unfortunately, used all of that ERS deployment. He's going to make a run towards the line. He gets 3 tenths of improvement down into the 123.4s. But he's only going to get above Swazi, right behind the Boonster. Patty Cake's making a run towards the line. Unfortunately, invalidated. Natural making her way through the chicane here. We got a Mercedes on a lap. Peak Hour making a run towards the line now. He was a 10.5 up through Sector 2. He's coming to the line now. Is he going to improve? Nearly a half a second. He's up into that nut position. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track here. The Harvey here. Is Harvey on an improvement? No, Harvey invalidated. Is Rocketman on an improvement? Absolutely not. Rocketman invalidated. The Boonster not on a lap. Jadbo is no longer on a lap. And it looks like that might be everybody. Natural making a run towards the line. 3 tenths up, 4 tenth gain. And he jumps up into that P7 position. Last one to the line. It's going to be Raptor. He has no more battery in this Red Bull racing machine. Off the exit of turn 16. Barely keeps it within the track limits. And he's not going to improve. So there you have it, folks. That is the qualifying there. Jadbo is just out here cruising around, heading towards the finish line now. There you have it, folks. That is your That is your qualifying. So at the top, you see Harvey on pole, Rocket Man in second, Dapoonsta third, Jadbo in fourth, Swazi fifth, Tarzan sixth, Natural seventh, Bald Guy eighth, Patty Cake ninth, Coma 10th, Peak Hour 11th, Harmony 12th, Shiesty 13th, Raptor 14th, and Bong It will round out your grid. So, folks, that was your qualifying at Abu Dhabi. Now, I don't know how many laps, I can't count. I think it's 56 total, so it's like 28 laps around here, something like that. But, I don't know. We could be in for a little spicy night here. So if you got your beer and you got your popcorn, I hope y'all are ready for it. We should be getting the go-ahead green flag here at some point. Hope y'all are in for an exciting one. And I hope y'all have been enjoying the regular F1 season. I've actually most certainly enjoyed it. And to be honest with you, my my hope is I hope Oscar Piastri wins the championship this year, because you know that guy's been super consistent, much more consistent than Lando Norris has been in the McLaren team, and Oscar Piastri deserves an early championship in his career. Um, it is nice and exciting to see that there's more than one competition, even though McLaren has won 3 of the first 4 races, technically. But overall, throughout the grid, Ollie Behrman surprised P20 to P10 over the weekend. Ciao, ciao. Let's go, Ollie. Kimi Antonelli not looking bad as a rookie. Um, was the youngest rookie to lead some laps in F1 history over Max Verstappen when he led 4 laps at not Australia, China. I believe it was China. So kudos to Kimi Antonelli there. Trying to think of what else we got here for some fun facts. Ferrari, yikes, Ferrari's got some work to do. That's a fact everybody can agree to. Red Bull, they've had their 4 years of shine. Let somebody else get it. But, you know, at least, you know, Matt's is still performing in that car. Yuki moving from Racing Bulls to Red Bull Racing. With the swap on Liam Lawson going down to Racing Bulls. Now, I don't think Liam had the benefit, but in the meantime, we got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in. The lights are out, and away we go. Down in towards turn 1. We're going to jump on board side by side between the two race leaders. And it looks like, oh, Harvey's going to get some wing damage from Rocket. Dive into turn 1. The Boonster right behind him. And that's going to be a left end plate off of Harvey there. As you can see on the Sauber there, as they make their way into turn 5. A little action going on behind. Everybody getting bumper to bumper here as we make our way off the exit of 5. Now run down towards 6. Side by side action between Tarzan. Never mind. They sorted that mess out. And the Sauber's going to slide in behind. Oh boy, more bumping and diving and more crashing going into turn 6. A lot of it. And a lot of damage going on between everybody. And Shiesty unfortunately has retired from the session. And he is left. I do not think he is too thrilled about that one. He is already long gone. Goodbye. Very unfortunate for Shiesty. In the meantime, Rocket Man's opened up a 1.1 second lead. Let's pick our tires here. Harvey on a set of hard tires. That does explain the horrible start. But now he does have that left end plate damage. How is he going to maintain here with Rocket Man? The Boonster here in second, or MP3 on a set of mediums. He is going to be looking to get by Jazbo MP4. And Bald Guy in 5th, also on a set of mediums. 6th, 7th, and 8th, all on a set of hard. That's going to be Natural, Comacopa, and Tarzan in that order. Raptor, Peak Hour, and Patty Cake, 9th, 10th, and 11th, all on mediums. And on hards for Bonga and Style Harmony. And Swazi in 14th with a set of mediums. So we got some action going on behind. Comacopa looks to get around Natural. Natural's now going to lose out on that position. Comacopa back up into P6 as we're all making our runs through turn 6 and 7. The leaders have long checked out, well over 6.5 seconds ahead. Harvey to Boonster side by side as they make their way through turn 9. Still side by side. Jazbo's going to get involved. Jazbo's looking around the outside now of Harvey into turn 12 we go, and he's going to drop right behind into turn 13 and 14. He's going to separate the Sauber and the Aston Martin here as we make our way through turn 15 into the final corner, and that's going to complete lap 2 as Rocket Man has checked out to a 2.2 second lead out front. We're going to jump on board with these guys here as we ride on board with Jazbo. Harvey does go a little deep there through turn 1, and he maintains to get back on the throttle here. But now we're going to run down into turn 5. We've got about, I'd say, 40-something% battery here on Jazbo. Harvey deep through turn 5. He is missing that left front end plate. Keep that in mind. He's struggling to get through these corners. He's really got to slow down. Here comes Jazbo. Harvey's going to try and pinch him to the inside. Going to make a run into turn 6. And it looks like the McLaren is going to be able to outbrake the Aston Martin through the inside off the exit of 7. And it looks like he has a pretty decent run heading towards turn 9. Raptor and Natural fighting for position here. Two teammates, both Red Bulls. Natural, both of them also got DRS, and they're now going to run down into turn 9. We go. We are missing a right end plate on the Natural. He's got all the end plates on Raptor. Comacopa here is just trying to close that gap up to the Sauber in front of him. In the meantime, Harvey right back up to the back of Jazbo. This is where Jazbo can pull a gap here through turn 1. He is set the fastest lap. He's about 2.3 seconds off the back of Rocket Man. He's chewed it down to 2.2 there. Don't want to use too much battery. At some point you want to kind of conserve a little bit. Needs a much better line through turn 2 if he wants to get that run down into turn 5. As it appears Harvey's going to close up to the back. DRS is going to open up. Down to the inside we go, tucking the white line. Now Jazbo's going to push them both back to the outside, trying to outbreak them down to the inside, side by side through 6. Now through 7, Jazbo, the McLaren's going to slot right in behind. But here comes the Booster. He's also looking to fight in on this battle as they're making their run down into turn 9. And the McLaren around the outside of the Sauber. Is he going to be able to hold it? Harvey through the inside, a little bit of contact, and they get a little wide. And Harvey's going to try and maintain that outside line. Jazbo's going to slot right back in behind again, once again. And through turn 12 they go. Into 13 and 14. Under the bridge. Through 15. And towards the final corner. Swazi does get by Tarzan as they're battling towards the line. We got a 4-car battle going on back here between Swazi, Tarzan, and it appears Tarzan's going to dive into pit lane. Swazi in front of his teammate. Off the exit of turn 5. Oh, we got a spin from Patty Cake off the exit of 1. We're going to run down into turn 6 we go. Jazbo's got the DRS. Is he going to be looking for a move down to the inside? No. He's going to stick behind it in the DRS once again here as they come off of 7. Jazbo did not get a good exit. As a matter of fact, the Booster with a much better exit is going to open up the DRS. Now he's going to get the run down into turn 9. But instead, Jazbo's going to spend a little bit more battery through the inside. And here comes the Booster looking for a little bit of a switchback. Are we going side by side again? No, we are not. We're going to continue in a single file line there as they make their way through sector 3. Natural is trying to hang on for his teammate to open up a gap. As Peak Hour is breathing down his neck, but here comes Peak Hour. I'm not sure if there was contact there or not. That will be to the replay booth. Into turn 1 once again, the McLaren hanging on to the Sauber. Harvey had the pace, but he is missing that front wing. He's also on a set of hard tires, so he was at a disadvantage at the start. Rocket Man's only opened up a 3-second gap, not too much further than what Harvey really wants. I'd probably say Harvey probably would have keeping him maybe within another half a second at most. But that's really depending on the amount of battery usage we got. Jazbo's not going to challenge into turn 6. He's actually going to follow along. Does he get a much better exit this time? Yes, he does. Opens up the DRS flap, and here we go down to turn 9. He is a half a second off. But here comes the Booster, though. The Booster's trying to challenge Jazbo, but he's not going to be close enough to make anything happen there. Bald Guy and Comacopa battling. Comacopa finally caught up to him, and the Alpine goes right around the outside and continues on with his day through turn 9. Inside the top 5 is the Alpine, looking to have another nice finish after the win last week. Question is Harvey starting to suffer on these tires with this damaged wing? When is he going to box? He is going a little wide through turn 1. I think he's just trying to keep pace here. As we make our run down into turn 5. Off the exit we go. 6.5 tenths separating them. DRS to the McLaren. DRS to the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's not going to be close enough to challenge anything. Comacopa has opened up a second on Bald Guy Racing, but Bald Guy did get the DRS there. Natural did get around Peak Hour once again. Swazi and Styled Harmony are not within a second of each other yet. I think Jazbo's just kind of kicking back a little bit here. Another mistake from Patty Cake off the exit of turn 15. As we make our way through the penultimate corner into turn 16 we go with this group of 3. Rocket Man must have made some sort of mistake, or these guys must be catching him, because they're at 2.6 seconds off now. Actually could be, these guys are starting to catch Rocket Man. DeBoonster's falling 1 second outside of Jazbo here. And yeah, Harvey's down to 2.4 seconds now on Rocket Man. Seems to be finding a lot of time, even though he has this damaged wing. Here comes the Sauber. The Green Goblin is on his way as they make their way through turn 9 now. Jump down to this little fight going on here. The McLaren versus who's this? Swazi. Swazi was peeking down the inside. Not close enough to make a move. Jump back on board with your leaders. Harvey's really starting to reel in Rocket Man here on the hard tires. Question is, when are those mediums starting to go? You see some individuals starting to boss now. You got a double stack for the Mercedes here. Harmony with a 3-second time penalty. That's your first time penalty of the day. Question is, when is Harvey gonna bop? When is Rocket Man gonna bop? Because Harvey is really picking up the pace here late in this first stint on these hard tires, starting to dial them in. Tarzan's gonna retire, and that's gonna bring out a safety car. That is gonna change the entire oh man, that just brings out a safety car at the very wrong time, right in the middle of green flag stop. That's going to change the entire complexity of this race. Harvey is going to have to box. Rocket Man managed to put a car in between him and Harvey. Oh, Jazbo was looking to overtake in pit lane, and unfortunately got overtaken by another one. We have a front wing change on the Green Goblin machine. Harvey loses 3 positions there. Styled Harmony's gonna stay out. Rocket Man, he got a penalty. Whoa, 6 seconds and 10 for Rocket Man. Must have violated the pit lane exit. Well, we're not halfway there yet, folks, but we are almost a third. as we currently make our way through sector 3, trying to let the back of the pack catch up to the folks in front. Patty cake here in the middle of these cars, all fighting for the lead. Still under safety car, will be one more lap. Should possibly be going back to green flag this time. And the safety car has turned off the light. Will be going in this time. Rocketman will be trying to time the restart of Styled Harmony. As we come off the exit of 14, safety car is just about in the pit lane. Now it is entirely up to Styled Harmony, and it goes awfully early here through turn 15. And back on the power, and Rocketman goes really deep there off the exit of turn 16. Into turn 1 we go. Styled Harmony a little deep. Copa gained a position. Harvey goes really deep. Another struggle for Harvey here. Not sure what happened. Does he have any wing damage? That's the question everybody's going to be asking here, and it does not appear to be so. So he is wing damage free. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got about 18 laps, your pole sitter. He's got quite a bit of pace, but a big gap already separating these guys up front. Jazbo through the inside of his teammate. He's now going to be in P2, right behind Rocketman. Rocketman's going to be looking to open up a gap quickly. Tires. We're going to pull up the tires hard for the top. 4, medium for Copa. Hard, medium, hard, soft, medium. That's the tire strap. Harvey already up into 7th now, down through the inside of peak hour. And he's got his teammate right in front of him. See how they're going to make this work here as they're carrying the speed through sector 3, and Bald Guy's just going to give out to his teammate right there. Smart racing off the exit of 16. Now heading towards turn 1, and Harvey already back up to P6 after his mistake on the restart. Jadbo barely withholding the DRS zone here. Is he going to stick within it? Yes, he does. Into turn 5 we go. Harvey up into P5, gets around Komakopa. Now he's going to put on a charge after Styled Harmony. And down through the inside he goes of him. Dispatching drivers left and right. And next up on his list is going to be Dhabi. As we're making our way through Sector 3, Harvey up into P4. They've opened up a gap to Harmony behind. Jadbo with the fastest lap. Harvey with the fastest lap now. Harvey into the inside of the Boonster. Off yet to the 1. And into P3 he goes. Now he's got to find a lot of time here to catch up to Jadbo. The Boonster right on the back of that Sauber, but Sauber appears to get a much better run. Komakopa gets his way by Harmony. Harmony does not have DRS. Komakopa has it. That is going to give Harmony a tow, though, down into turn 7. .4 seconds down the road, you can see them. In through Sector 3 we go. Gained about a half a second there. Across the start-finish line. We are definitely halfway through now. Closest fight on the circuit's going to be Natural, right behind Styled Harmony, as they make their way to 2 and 3. Heading towards turn 5. Off the exit we go. The Red Bull through the inside. Doesn't even need DRS at the point, but he got it going all the way down into turn 6. Jadbo has overtaken Rocket Man. As Rocket Man goes a little, or Jadbo goes a little defensive there in the McLaren off the exit of 9. And this fight is bringing Harvey back into the picture. We got pens for everybody up top. 3-6-3. As they're making their way through turn 1 once again. Harvey, within a second, he did make a mistake though, off the exit of turn 1. Got Harmony into pit lane to get off the hard tires. Swazi here, down into turn 5. Raptor overtakes Peak Hour, heading towards turn 6. Jadbo and Rocketman side by side making their way through turn 9. Both stays within track limits. Rocketman slightly ahead. Rocketman 3-second time penalty through turn 11 there. Yeah, plenty of space. Jadbo gave him the entire inside of the track as they're going to make their way through 15, now into 15. That's going to be 9 seconds and penalties to Rocket Man. And here comes Harvey. He's going to be within DRS now. Bald Guy Racing and Swazi, P7 and P8. They got the DRS to make a run down into turn 6. They're making their way to start lap 18. That another penalty to somebody? Oh, it's down at the bottom. Raptor gets a 3 second. You got 3 cars up in the front, all fighting for the lead. Jazbo, Harvey, and Rocket Man. As the DRS is going to open up. Here comes Jazbo. Down the inside. Into the braking zone. Oh, 3 wide. Gets pinched to the inside by... Whoa, and abuse is going on. You got abuse. Not exactly sure what happened there. But that was a little rough. And Jazbo appeared to be the car in the lead heading into turn 1, and it just all of a sudden became a sandwich. So in the meantime, they're making their way through sector 3. All of them still fighting here, all within a second. Harvey does need to pull a gap quickly, and then needs to fight and hold that gap. Bald Guy right on the back of Swazi. Swazi making his way back up through the field. Comacopa here, still inside the top 5, having himself a good day. Harvey with a 3 second time penalty. That's going to give him 6 seconds now in penalties. No, that's 9 seconds in time penalties now to Harvey. Jazbo here at 3 seconds. He just needs to finish within 6 seconds of these guys in front. Rocket Man is going to dive right in and into the braking zone of turn 6. Now off the exit of 7 we go. Going to make a run towards 9. A little wiggle there from Rocket Man. Harvey's back around the outside. And a push from the inside. Contact. Lots of contact going on between the 2 leaders here. And more wheel banging here as they're making their way through sector 3. And a little bit more contact into turn 9. The racing is getting real. And we got a left end plate missing off of Rocket Man. And it doesn't appear that Harvey's missing anything. And Jazbo's just in for the ride at this time being. Not wanting to get into the trouble. Off the exit of 2. Now we're going to go through the right-hander, left-hander down into turn 5. Rocket Man's going to pull right back up to Harvey. DRS tucks him down to the inside. We go. Now into the braking zone here of turn 6. Everybody's going to continue to follow along. Heading towards turn 3. Or turn 9. Sorry. Looking at something different there. Swazi inside the top 5. He just makes his way around Comacopa. Heading down into turn 9. These guys are fighting awfully hard here. Into the final corner, off the exit we go. Looking at this 3-car battle between Comacopa Swazi and Bald Guy Racing. Swazi on hards, and hards. Or I believe, yeah, Comacopa's on a set of hards as well. Rocket Man getting passed once again by Harvey. Harvey's gonna go defensive here to defend him off. Into turn 6 we go. Jump on board here with Jazbo. He's just letting these guys fight it out. He's got a lot more battery than them both, I believe. Yes, he does. Significantly more. They're still fighting it out down into turn 9. Rocket Man looking to get around the outside. Back into that P1 position. Little bit of a wheel kiss there. They make their way off the exit of 13 into 14. Or no, 12, sorry. That's 13 into 14. And then into 15 in the final corner of turn 16. Jump back up board here. Here's Harvey. Getting a little frustrated perhaps. He's now missing a front wing. Jazbo is just chilling here, following these guys. They're heading towards turn 6. We got some side-by-side action between the Sauber and the Aston Martin. Into the braking zone. The Aston Martin didn't want to give up. Little bit of contact, and here comes Rocket Man. He's going to get through once again. Now here comes the McLaren looking around the outside, potentially. Now he's just going to break out of that slipstream and follow right behind. I mean, honestly, Jazbo really doesn't need to rush anything. Just got to stay on the lead lap, or on the racetrack here. He only has 3 seconds in time penalties compared to the 2 in front of him with 6. As they make their way through sector 3. We got about 8 laps to go. And heading towards turn 6. Still this 3-car battling going on. Jazbo now looking to make a move down the inside. But instead he's going to jump right back in line and continue to follow along. And Harvey gets a little squirrely off the exit of turn 7. Into the final corner we go. Or turn 9 we go. Oh dang. Now into turn 12. Sorry guys, I'm tired. It's been a long day. And heading towards turn 16. We got this 3-car battle here, all for the win. Copa sitting in P6, bald guy racing right behind him. Back up to your race leaders. Raptor has unfortunately retired from sessions. Into turn 6 once again. A little bit more contact made there between the Sauber and the Aston Martin. And Jazbo just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for them to make a mistake so he can take advantage of something. But in the meantime, he's going to be looking to challenge around the outside of the Sauber. And here comes Jazbo. No, the Sauber's not going to let him go. Off the exit of turn 9, through the inside of 11. And he's going to have the inside of 12. The McLaren is now into P2. And he's going to have about 5 laps to go when he crosses the line. Heading towards the start-finish line. And across it we go. We got about 5 to go down into turn 1. Still a battle between the Aston Martin, the McLaren, and the Sauber. They've been fighting since the safety car and haven't lost sight of each other since. As we are heading towards turn 6, and Jodbo was looking to challenge there on the Aston Martin of Rocketman. However, now he's going to slot behind. He is going to have the DRS much closer this time. And he is looking to go around the outside. Is he going to be able to complete the move? He does. Closes the door into turn 9. And you got a new race leader here in the McLaren of Jazbo. Harvey with a 3-second time penalty, really affecting his race. Across the start-finish line we go, towards turn 1. And now down into turn 5. The McLaren of Jazbo, who's reserved a few times in the Wednesday night tier. He is now your Grand Prix leader here on Monday night as the reserve driver, and Rocketman is going to overtake him once again. Making their run towards turn 9. Not really any other close battles on the circuit. As they get into sector 3. Go through the grid order real quick. Rocketman, Jazbo, Harvey. Top 3, Devonster in 4th. He's about 4 seconds back. 3 seconds back from him and Swazi. P6 is going to be Copa. P7 could be either Bald Guy Racing or P8 is Natural, 9th is Peak Hour, 10th is Styled Harmony, Bong at 11th, and Patty Cake in pit lane changing that front wing. Jazbo has lost pace to Rocket Man though, and he is looking to close back up. Oh, over the curb he goes, and that is going to challenge. And here comes Harvey around the outside. Big mistake from Jazbo here. He doesn't want to lose pace. He just needs to follow them. He cannot lose out on time to these two cars. You got the time advantage. Stick with them. Just continue to race. Bald Guy racing around the outside of Natural into turn 9. Jazbo did jump out of line there to break the slipstream into turn 1. And here comes Jazbo down the inside of Harvey, trying to use the slipstream to his advantage to close up to Rocket Man once again. .5 seconds back as they make the run down into turn 9. And around the outside goes the Sauber of Harvey. But he is not going to be able to overtake, as it appears Jazbo was able to defend that position well. In through 12, now 13. And back up here as we begin the final lap of the Grand Prix. Jazbo 1.1 second back from Rocket Man. Just needs to give himself a clean lap here, and he can take the victory based on time penalties. Harvey got the DRS flap wide open heading into turn 6. Not going to be close enough to make a move. Off the exit of 7 we go. One more DRS zone. Can he pull this move off heading into turn 9? They're both blinking. They're both out of ERS, but the DRS is going to give Harvey the advantage down into the inside. Jazbo's going to try and hang it around the outside. He's still there. No, he's out of space. Can he get pushed back? No, he cannot. And Harvey up into that P2 position. And now towards the start-finish line we go. And Rocket Man will take the victory on track, but Jazbo will take the victory based on time penalties. Right behind him will be DeBoonster and then Swazi, Rocket Man and Harvey. Copa Bald Guy Racing, the National, Peak Hour, Styled Harmony, Bong It, and Patty Cake. But Natural and Bald Guy Racing for position, and it appears Bald Guy will get that. Well, folks, there you have it around your 29 laps here at Abu Dhabi. Or Yacht Marina in Abu Dhabi, I shall say. Jazbo is your driver of the day, also your race winner. And here you go, your final results. Jazbo at the top, Jaboons to second, Swazi third, Rocketman fourth, Harvey fifth, Coma Copa sixth, Bald Guy seventh, eighth is Natural, 10th is SP, wow. 8th is Natural, 9th is Peak Hour, 10th is Styled Harmony, 11th Bonget, 12th Patty Cake, 13th Raptor, 14th Tarzan, and rounding out the grid is Shiesty. Well, there you have it, folks. I am the John Damon. Next week, we will be heading to Barcelona, Spain. I hope you all have a fantastic night, and I will see you all next week.